Oh my goodness. And we are up and away. There's always something that happens right before we get started. And Little Shoes grabbed a normal person's Coke. And I was like, I thought it was one of the mini Cokes.
Hold it up. Hold it
up.
I mean,
let's see it.
You know.
Oh my God. It does look mini when he holds it like that. That's incredible.
So many muches. Welcome into ATB. It is at the buzzer. Adam is guarding Fenway to make sure that Kyrie doesn't wipe his shoe on the mound.
Yep.
You got Timmy here in the Portsmouth studios. And of course, Billy, aka Rubber Shoes. And of course, Little Shoes joins us. Scotty, Uncle Dukes is on assignment. He'll be back next week. He's pumping iron. I think he felt confused by the flex last week, and he's been out flexed by Rubber Shoes. So now he's on his third cycle of steroids. He's at the gym. He'll be back. Yep. So no Uncle Dukes this week. First and foremost, let's talk about happy birthday. Happy graduation.
Yes, congratulations.
To Little Shoes. Little Shoes, all 7-2 of him, just clearing high school now. And the cake, do we have the image?
Oh, I have it. Yeah.
Now I trust Rubber Shoes probably walked out to Steph, because she's really the better half of that household, and said, we have to get baked goods that look like stuff that we want to wear. And
she came up with that all herself.
Can you let me share? I'll throw it up on the
And someone she used to work with made it.
Really?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So did you have to pay for it, or? I mean, I'm always curious about the money.
I don't know.
Of course you did.
I always.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's a business.
Look at that. That's incredible.
It's even on the box that they store their shoes in. Like that's the best part.
Yeah,
yes.
that's how she delivered it in. She delivered it in the shoebox.
And for clarity's sake, for those of you that are struggling with your eyesight, the one on top is the baked good. The one on the front is the model shoe.
Now you could eat it, right? Yeah. Could you eat it?
Yeah.
That's
the toe box is gone.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I can't believe that
the detail was unbelievable. Yep.
I know.
That is unreal. What a great job.
Did you have to send her the shoe, or?
No, I think her kids are into sneakers as well, so she might have had one close to it.
Got it.
Is she local to the Merrimack Valley? Do we want to give her a shameless plug?
I don't know if she does it.
She's not a professional.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out.
She just kind of does it on the side, and
yep.
I mean, you could always do a Rubber Shoes wrap up just about cakes if you want.
Yeah,
that's fine. All right,
Rubber Shoes wrapped up, all about cakes. All right. Well, first things first, we want to get to the Bruins and get our predictions in. Because what we do know is if we don't talk about things quickly, they happen during our show. I think our seminal program, Edelman decided to retire.
Yes, I remember that.
We're like political news at 4:59 on a Friday. People drop all the headlines before people are already drinking because it's already wine o'clock.
Yeah.
So let's get our Bruins predictions in. I'll start with Little Shoes. What do you got for tonight? What do you think's happening? Your mother's listening. Keep going.
I need to be safe. They 100% need to be aggressive after whatever the hell that display was.
Wasn't
last
great.
Game. No, not at all. So they got to come out swinging. Do I think they can? Yeah. I will say if they lose this, I don't know how I feel about the rest of the series. Hopefully my mom doesn't hear this part.
Oh, but yeah, no, that's a horrible. I think for them to be home and not get business taken care of would be horrifying because we struggle with these guys all year long. And I think if anybody saw the score, if you woke up and just saw the score, you're like 4-1. Well, you don't realize that there were 2 junk empty net goals. Right.
Yeah. Still bad luck though.
And it's still just not great because I think, and this is why I'm absolutely going to say Pasta has 4 tonight. Because when I don't predict that he has an inordinate amount of goals, he gets, I don't know, it goes wrong. So I have to again say I'm going to say Pasta has 4, Bruins win 5-3, and the open door that he missed the other night. Oh. And there's just moments in series or in big games like Super Bowls where the ball just bounces a certain way and you're like, oh, this is their night or they're not.
Yeah.
And I think collectively, most people in the New England area saw that goal hit the post, and you're like, wait a minute, that is 88. That is Pasta.
Yeah.
Like, can somebody check him for alcohol consumption? Like, how did you miss that? And
Right.
that's one of those moments that you just know it's not going our way.
You were pretty radio silent during that game, Tim. Usually you're firing off left and right. So
Yeah, if I don't chime in before the game starts, I think after that you've lost your right to say anything.
got it. Okay.
Yeah, the gods have filed their grievances at that point, and it's in the wind.
So you have Pasta for 4 goals tonight?
Pasta for 4 tonight, maybe 8. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I might text out a late prediction, but I'm going to go Pasta scores 4 because he's going to get his hat trick plus the one that he left on the ice the other night.
Yep.
And Bruins win 5-3.
All right.
And this still goes 7 games. And if you add in all the overtimes, it goes 9.
I should go next because I know the least about the Bruins. So it's really just throw a dart at the board and see what sticks. I'm going to say,
6.
but I do like the Bruins. I like the Bruins. Obviously they're in my team. So I'm going to say 3-1 Bruins.
Oh.
3-1
Okay,
Bruins.
hi.
So now it's on rubber shoes.
Okay, I know pretty much every game I've predicted, I've said it goes into overtime, and I think I've been right on that every time. It's
been a lot of overtime.
So I'm gonna try and call it without overtime. I'm gonna say 3-2 Bruins. Coyle gets a goal, Taylor Hall gets a goal,
okay,
and Pasta gets a goal.
Oh, we're predicting goals now too.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that. So wow. I have to rewind mine then, and I have to say that Pasta gets the hat trick. I said Pasta gets 4. I apologize. Yep. And who gets the last one? Marshy's too easy. That's just too easy.
You know, I've really
McAvoy gets it.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I've really been pulling for the 4th line. The 4th line has been playing their ass off, and they don't have any goals to show for it, but they've been sticking their head into everything.
Yeah.
Getting Wagner almost got his head taken off by a cross check across the chin. Yeah. And they've yet to get a goal. I love that line. Wagner, Lazar, and I forget the third guy. But those guys, Lazar and Wagner, I love. So I'm hoping they can get one, but I think it'll be. I think Taylor Hall comes off the schneid because he hasn't had one in a few.
Yep.
And Charlie Coyle with they're benching DeBrusque tonight, so they have Kuhlman on the wing for him. And yeah, they have. I believe they have to win. If they lose tonight, they will lose in New York the next game.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big prediction. That's
done
very
in 6.
bold.
I will go 5-2 Bruins. Give me 2 Pasternak, 2 Taylor Hall, and a Mike Riley goal.
Oh, nice.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing who gets goal.
He sounded like he was at Mike's Pastry on Hanover. Like, give me 2 Pasternak.
Give me 2 of those.
Every time I work during a Bruins game, they lose. So I don't have work tonight. So I have to go.
All right.
Oh, I love all of that.
Where do you work? I work at Marshall's, right?
Marshall's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You got the new LeBrons in.
Yes, he's in the LeBron aisle.
Yeah.
If any young ladies are looking for
It's all the Mitchells.
And now that he's out of the playoffs, the LeBrons have got to be down to about $35-$40, right?
Oh, I already saw pictures of the new ones that they're probably going to have in Space Jam.
Oh, all right.
As if I needed another reason to not like him.
Yeah.
There's a movie that did not need to be remade. I mean, I liked the original, but let's be real. Just leave it. The original's good. He's the GOAT. Just leave it. Why do we need to
whatever pair of sneakers is coming out for LeBron with the movie did not need to be remade.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
There's rumors that there's a cameo by Jordan in it.
Well, there should be. Oh,
there's the sun shirt.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
He got a Space Jam.
Wait, a Space Jam Funko Pop?
Yeah.
Yep.
How much do they pay you at Marshall's? What is going on? I am in the wrong career field. You guys have so much money to buy Funko Pops.
No.
I know they're not that expensive, but look at this. It's incredible.
I have 3 Jordan ones right there. So
oh my. 3 Jordans.
We got the one of him dunking, a UNC one, and then I have him in the warm-up suit.
Oh my.
He has like 8 or something like
those Funko Pop people saw you guys coming.
They love it.
That was great.
Can I ask who Can I ask what's on the TV behind Tyler? Because I see Allen Iverson, but I'm wondering
Yeah.
why it's like are you in the middle of watching that, or was that just for the show?
Well, no, I came in and saw him having something up, so I was like, all right.
Oh, so
because I wanted to do something last week.
It's a battle of the backgrounds.
That's the Ty
Oh,
Lue
got it. Battle of the
step over.
backgrounds.
That's the Ty Lue step over. Yeah.
And that was the anniversary that was yesterday, and today's Iverson's birthday. So I'm like, all right.
Oh,
all right.
Look
Okay.
at that.
All right.
You know what Little Shoes is talking about? Practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about Funko Pop.
I told him if he was around in that era, he would love Iverson. Iverson was awesome.
Watched so much back.
Yeah. YouTube's a great thing where you can find this show, of course.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Nice plug,
ATBshow.com.
Rubber Shoes. I like that. I like that. That was
the shameless plug. 17
Yeah.
minutes in, not bad. I'll
good.
take it. So LeBron is out. That is the greatest news.
Thank God.
Yes.
And the Celtics made, I think everyone in this room is right based on what the Celtics did last week. Because we all had predictions that somehow happened to come true.
Yeah.
Danny retired.
Uh-huh.
And I do believe there was an exit strategy for him after the heart attack. And I think he's probably done and stressed and all of the above. And, you know, the obvious thing is they clearly, because Wick was talking about it during and was that not the most uncomfortable dais in the history of sports?
Yeah, that was pretty awful. Yeah.
It was just like, it's bittersweet. We're sad because Danny's leaving, but it's sweet because we're moving our super talented head coach that could get a job anywhere on the planet tomorrow if he needed one, out of the position to put him in the general. Like all of that was just
was awful. Oh
yeah, and of course
painful.
this all happens during a school day. So I'm at the office, and then like I never look at my phone, and I find out after like all of it had happened, and I'm like, what is taking place? Like I don't love the move, and I hope they hire Kendrick Perkins. They're not going to, but I'm going to throw it out there into the Ethernet to see what happens. What do you guys think about, was Danny forced out, and is it them just trying to be nice to Brad by sliding him up, or do they really like him?
I don't think you make a move like that. It's a multi-million-dollar move. I don't think you make it just because you feel bad for a guy. I think like you said, Danny sort of was like, you know what, it's time to move on. I got my grandkids. I want to spend time with them. I mean, sometimes I don't think that's BS. Like a lot of times I think it's BS,
sure.
but you know, I think somebody like, you know, I think he would just be like, it's time for me to go. He's a pretty straight shooter, I feel like. So I don't think it was BS. I think he actually did want to go. And I think Brad, I do think there's probably some truth to the fact that they didn't want to fire him, right? Because if he didn't want to take that president of basketball operations job and he wanted to be a coach, they probably would have fired him. Don't you think?
Oh yeah.
So I think it was sort of a happy accident that he was willing to move up. I don't think they made that decision just because they were like, oh, poor Brad, we spent a lot of time with you, we don't want to fire you. I don't think that's what.
No, I think it was because we owe you way too much money. We're not gonna let you go and still pay you for it.
Right.
So we'll put you in this position, but I don't know how much control he's gonna have over making draft picks and signings and trades. He might be under watchful eye for all that stuff.
Well, and they said it was before the trade deadline that Danny made the decision that he was going to step down.
For what I
heard, back in March sometime, I heard. Yeah.
Well, they had been looking for the position since November, and the players didn't find out till March. So like 100% Brad Stevens wasn't the first plan, because I think I heard that they interviewed the last coach for the Suns, and he ended up not wanting it. For head coach at least. So they were looking for head coaches and for that position. And then they just decided, okay, instead of firing Stevens, we'll give him this and we'll figure the rest out later.
Like, I know I'm a homer, but why would somebody not want this job, right? You have a really young, good core of guys. I mean, that's a pretty good recipe for add a few, small pieces, and you've got something that could look good, without injuries, right? I mean, if Jaylen Brown doesn't go down, they don't lose in 5 to the Nets. They at least lose in 6, maybe even 7. If Kemba Walker wasn't on one leg, they probably would have almost definitely taken the Nets to 7. So, they've got a decent core of young players. Like, why wouldn't you want to take that job? Why wouldn't you want? I don't understand why somebody would say, it's not for me.
Well, I think
it's such a storied hit, franchise. Sorry, Tim.
No, I think there's enough coaches that are, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say this without crying. I've been practicing all day. There's enough coaches that are younger than me that are taking these roles now, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So lifestyle matters, weather matters.
Yeah.
And if you want to just like anybody that's ever looked for a job, you can go to that website Glassdoor and see what's really going on. So all the coaches talking are sharing information about the GMs.
Yeah.
And we joked about it just last week. So, the head coaching community in the NBA is joking about the fact, yeah, good old Danny, I was that close, Ainge. Like, I don't know if I want to go play in that environment. And if at the time, the only information you have is you get to go coach under him.
Right.
Right. And coming in on the heels of Brad.
True. That's true.
Okay. You can only go up coming in on the heels of Brad because Brad hasn't got it done. He's got you there. He's got you there. He's got you there, but he hasn't got it done.
Right.
Ainge at least has the notch in his belt of getting the championship. And I think there's probably a feeling of, and then they're perceived underlying subtle, give me some more words, racism that Kyrie has painted all over this town. Yeah. I think one of the smartest moves they could make if it's the right person, I'll be thrilled is Carol, right? Because she checks all the boxes. They keep talking about her and she's female. She is a Black woman. So that makes like all the difference in the world to the people that care. I just hope they're not making the call for that reason.
Right.
I hope they're not doing it just to check a box, but if she's the best person, absolutely.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And I know I was like, we were in a text chain and I was like, oh, we got to have a female. It'd be amazing. It'd be great. We'd be the first team. So I agree with you. I don't want them to hire anybody just because it checks some boxes. I'll tell you who I don't want them to hire. I don't want them to hire Sam Cassell. I don't want them to hire Chauncey Billups. I hate both of those guys. I mean, not, hate's a strong word, but I strongly dislike both of those guys and do not want to see them come back to Boston.
Those are probably two of the top contenders.
I know. There. And I hate that. It drives me nuts.
Jason Kidd.
Yep.
Don't want him
terrible.
either.
Kid's terrible.
Jason Kidd is awful.
He was not a good coach. No.
Awful.
We need someone that's going to yell at people.
Kendrick Perkins has signed off on Sam Cassell. He really likes him. And
he played with Sam Cassell. Wasn't Cassell here when KP was here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I can see why he would be in favor of that. I mean, I think personally, it'd be nice to see Rondo and KP team up to be, co-coaches. That's what I want to see.
Rondo.
I love Rondo.
I'd take KP all day. I'd also love for them to call Larry Bird. What's he doing?
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
Another white guy.
Yes. Let's hire an old white guy that can't coach. We just did that. Box already checked. Yeah. Young white guy, but anyway.
Right. From Indiana,
it'll be interesting to see what they do there. I just thought the whole thing, it all feels clunky. They did not do a single thing the other day during that press conference that makes me say, I can't wait.
Well, there's nobody, but there's nobody there though. There's nobody there. You got to wait and see who they pick, right? Because they don't have any, but
No, Brad and the president, and I know you said he's director of president of player, whatever the hell they're going to call him.
Yeah.
Director of player acquirement or whatever.
Just call him general manager. Why operations, right?
What is that? President of basketball operations.
He doesn't deal with the marketing, I guess.
Is he blowing the balls? Like, what is his job? Like, just GM. Just say GM.
I know. That's not a thing anymore, though. They don't have GMs anymore.
Well, we need to be generally managed at this point. I think
that's
that
true.
would help.
I agree with you on that.
Almost got it isn't enough. And I think I'm not excited about him. And I know it's easy to say that because there's a lot of sports you're not worried about the general manager in X, Y, or Z. Well, no, but if we go around, I mean, Don Sweeney and Cam Neely, do I feel better about the two of them? I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Brad Stevens, I feel like they're going to be like, you could offer him anything. Right. And I know he's a smart guy, but it's like, if you throw a 7th round pick, a 5th round pick, a 3rd round pick, and then lick your finger and stick it in his ear, he'll sign because you'll just confuse him. Like he's a 4th grader at recess. I think he's going to,
wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I'm not excited about that. And the coaching hire could make me not care a lot.
But wait, okay. So let me just rewind here for a second. So you were pissed off at Danny Ainge because Danny Ainge was always this close to to a trade.
Yep.
And now you're saying Brad is going to be the exact opposite. And he's going to, any trade they offer to him, he's going to be like, yeah, that sounds good.
No, he's going to get fleeced. I think he's just not going to do a great job. I just don't, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be
I'm
great.
I'm a Brad guy. I have to say, I'm still on the Brad train. I'm
excited to jump back on. Save me a seat. I don't see it.
Yeah. All right.
That's all.
Well, I hope I hope that the coach decision, is a good first step. I mean, if Rick Pitino gets hired, we can all say we'll be Lakers fans.
Bring back pleated chinos, white sneakers,
not
big
if
hair and
LeBron's
polo
still
shirts, tucked in with a belt.
I will root for LeBron James if Rick Pitino is the next Celtics head coach. Oh, God.
Yeah, that will be tragic. So who are our predictions? If something happens in the next week, just so we can say I told you so. I'm gonna go with and her last name escapes me. I'm sorry, Carol. I'm going with Carol.
Kara Lawson, isn't that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The Duke coach. She's the Duke coach.
I think the players love her, and
yeah,
I guess she went down to Duke for some off-season training. And
no, she got hired as the head coach at Duke.
Yeah,
and Duke but they didn't play because of COVID. They opted out after a certain amount of time or whatever. I don't know what the rules were for college basketball, but they opted out. So she hasn't actually even coached a full season yet.
Well, no, but there was something during the off season that some of the younger NBA players were involved in. I forget what it was. It was like last year. So probably, I don't know, in lieu of that.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Okay.
Ultimately, a lot of our young kids read JB and JT love her.
Yeah.
And I think right now that's important to find out, like, if she can run that room, then okay.
Right.
I think Wick is thirsty enough that he'll make that pick just because he thinks it's the right idea. That's my guess. It's not what I want.
Yeah.
I want Larry Bird or Doug Flutie, but they're both not going to.
They're taking.
Doug Flutie's not walking through that door. It's fun.
I would like Kara Lawson. I agree with you. I think that she already has the players, buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be good. Personally, I'm not the world's biggest fan of like former players being coaches. I mean, to me, at least former players that I've seen play, you know what I mean? Like if you're a former player and you were like, the 10th man on the bench, fine. Okay. Come be a coach. I know Steve Kerr is sort of like the the exception to that rule, but
do you think he's coaching though? Honestly,
maybe in the I think this last year and the year before
what
that.
About Doc Rivers?
He's on the 76ers, though.
Yeah.
I don't see him leaving that.
No, I'm saying he's an ex-player.
He's an ex-player.
That's true. That's true. All right. It's got to be the right ex-player. That's right. It's got to be the right ex-player.
Yeah, not like a Ty Lue.
So to me, I can't stand.
Can you imagine if we could get Doc Rivers?
It'd be amazing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
They'll bring Danny back.
Yeah. And Pitino was the president of basketball operations once too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was that while he was head coach?
Yeah, he came and he booted Red out of his seat.
Right. Oh yeah, he was a real hero.
Holy Lord.
Maybe they'll bring Paul Pearson, the truth, and then the locker room will just be filled with music video girls, and it'll be amazing, and they'll have a blast.
You'll have me back.
Loosen up, they'll play.
You'll have me back. I'll be back at that point. Don't even smoke the chronic. I'll be back at that point.
Lots of Instagram stories going on behind the scenes for that.
Yes. Yeah. Real quick, because it needs to be said, and unless there's anything breaking out of this, it was nice to check in over the weekend because there was so much else going on. We got to talk about the horses because I'm sure Rubber Shoes has an update. The Mayweather fight going the distance, which is incredible. And we're going to talk about the Patriots in just a second. But the Sox sweeping the Yankees.
Amazing.
Was my fear was we're going to go in there and it's going to go really ugly and we're going to get found out or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was what a pleasure. Like it just kept going.
But here's I think that we need to be cautiously optimistic though, because the Yankees aren't going to play as bad as they played over the weekend. They're not going to play that bad all season long.
They have been.
I know they have been. I know they have.
But that'll
been,
turn
is
your point. Yes.
It's going to turn around. I mean, they might not be the top of the East at the end of the season, but it's going to turn around. And we're going to go in there in September and October, or probably September, and we'll probably drop some games. I don't think, I think.
Oh yeah, we have I think 16 games left with them.
Right, exactly.
The rest of the year,
and 18 of them are in September. Yeah, probably.
Right, and they'll all be 15-hour-long games.
Yeah,
but
that's the toughest part about a Yankees game. If it starts at 7:05 on a Thursday night, you're like, oh, we'll check in at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check in for the
when I wake up for work.
O'clock.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night's the series. We play the Astros again. We just lost 3 out of 4 to them.
Yeah.
A week and a half ago. So that's the one I'm kind of looking forward to.
Was it that short ago? Because I feel like we talked about that series, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it was. It might have been
a while ago.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, all right.
Yep. Well,
Timmy was talking about the Astrodome and the turf and all that.
Yes. the Astros come back in and then the Yankees come back in, right? Then we have at Fenway back to back, I think. I thought it was.
I don't know. I can look it up.
Maybe I've got that turned around.
Yeah. Houston, Toronto, Atlanta.
Oh, we don't. Okay. Houston, Toronto, Atlanta. Okay. Did anybody watch the fight, Mayweather and Logan
did.
Paul? Did you
I watched the highlights on YouTube today.
We're gonna
once again where you can find this show weekly.
Oh, there it is.
On the record, I watched it. We'll just say I didn't pay for it, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
So his neighbor's got it, and he's got a telescope. Anyway,
do you have a black box in Lowell now? Is that what's going on?
No.
Remember the black boxes?
It's not what he said. It's not what he said.
All right.
He watched it for free at a friend's house, is what he said.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened.
So 8 rounds went the distance, and from what I'm hearing, because I did not,
I can give you the breakdown.
I guess I was shocked. I first of all would have thought that would have been Saturday night all day. Why was it Sunday? I'm confused. And it went 8 rounds, went the distance. And apparently, and I know, Tyler, you're about to tell us, apparently at one point, Mayweather clocked him and really kept him from falling.
Well, I did see it in the original. I didn't think much of it. And even looking at it now, I still don't totally. I can see the argument because they're sketch. I 100% believe that Mayweather just collected his money and phoned it in and did as little as he could. And Logan Paul was gassed from the beginning. And that was just the fight pretty much.
Yeah, it was
hugging and.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I saw highlights of it broken down to whatever action there was. So 8 rounds of a fight, and it was probably about 5 minutes of action.
Oh wow.
There was
interesting.
The biggest highlights were, I think, at the end of round 2, Logan Paul did a fury of strikes that looked like what you'd see at a middle school recess yard.
Yeah.
And in I think the 5th, Mayweather hit him with a body shot that seemed to really hurt him, because then in the corner he was like this, looking like he was ready to throw up. And other than that, there really wasn't much else. It was just, once again, I didn't pay for it, and I felt like I wanted a refund. Also,
it was
Chad
free.
Ochocinco
It was
box
free, and I want my dignity back. Right? Yeah.
On that
That's
card.
amazing.
Chad Johnson boxed in guys.
It's pretty much.
I saw the highlights of that. He got clocked.
Oh yeah. So it seems to be that the Paul brothers are going to these people saying, okay, how much will it take you to come in the ring with me? And then once they agree, then it's like, okay, well, how much for you to let me beat you? And Mayweather's like, you're not beating me.
No,
I'll go around. I won't knock you out, but you're not beating me. If there had been judges, that's probably why I think last week they came out and said there was going to be no judges. So it was a strictly for fun fight.
Correct.
There was no winner
or knock them out. If you
it was basically you knock someone out, you win. If not, they don't go to the cards, because had they gone to the cards, Luke Paul would have won because he threw a lot more punches than Mayweather did. But Mayweather wasn't trying.
I watched the fight.
Yeah.
Why would Mayweather even fight? I don't understand.
I knew it was going to be some hokey crap the second, as they're making the entrances 50 times. This is not legal. We're not counting this. Whatever happens, I'm like, okay, no, Logan Paul's not getting lost.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying it's not going to count against Mayweather's record.
When they're comparing this fight to when Mayweather wrestled Big Show at WrestleMania, I knew that they weren't taking this very seriously. They genuinely put up a graphic saying this was his last exhibition fight.
Well, so the first thing I thought of, and I think if you've been a fight fan for a long time, which I think I could check both of those boxes, I immediately thought, oh my God, is this going to turn into a trilogy? Right. But I wasn't really thinking it out. There's no cards. There were no judges. It wasn't really a draw per se. It was just an exhibition fight that didn't have a knockout. So yeah, that's not the case. The other half of this, though, I'll give the Paul brothers credit. In this age, if you can capitalize, if you can get Mayweather to come in and be like, you're probably going to break a rib and I'm probably not going to see straight for 3 months. But if I can get you to come in the ring with me, and I don't know if this is split person or not, they were talking about 50 mil. So what was that money? Was that 50 mil to Mayweather, or did they split the 50 mil?
Mayweather got 35 guaranteed before the bell even rang.
Okay.
And then Logan got
that's why
a lot less. So it's pretty obvious what went down. Would you say that this is in any way good for the sport of boxing?
No.
Yeah, I guess in my unclear head before all of this, that was why I thought to myself, like, as somebody who really loves boxing, I'm like, if this is going to be a thing, which I guess I'm a fool for thinking that it was ever above the bar, but if this is going to be a thing, I want for the history of boxing, I would want him to clean the kid up.
Yeah,
but
Right.
monetarily and as a business person, and I'm using those terms loosely for the Paul brothers, but they're capitalizing on the market right now.
Yeah.
And to
Right.
be able to do what
Yeah.
they've done and to get people to come into the ring with them and raise this kind of money and notoriety and turn this into, how many interviews are they going to do this week?
Right.
None of them for free, right?
Yeah.
And it always seems like they come up with something the last minute, because I remember the first one with Tyson and Jones.
Yeah.
They came out like a few days before the fight, said, yeah, we're not going to be hitting each other in the head. It's like, what?
Yeah. Like right before the fight started. And then
you already paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The rough and rowdy with Portnoy's group, and they Conseco like basically took 2 punches and went down to a
Oh
knee.
yeah. That,
And I had a broken rib before the fight, but I didn't want to say anything because I wanted the fight to go on. It's like, okay. Still worth my $19.99. I do not. I didn't lose an ounce of sleep over that. It was a pleasure.
What I would say,
Adam's still wondering like what's going on.
I don't know.
I'm buying you the next one, buddy. You're gonna watch it. It's gonna be your homework assignment. Yeah, we're gonna send Adam if it's in Connecticut, which brings me to my next point. I was in Upper Western New York over the weekend.
Okay. All
I
right.
was just
Where's
in your part of town yesterday.
Oh yeah. How was it? What did you think?
It's New York, dude. It's New York. Like, I don't know how you do it down there.
No, we're not that close. You weren't even close. You weren't even as close as I am to. You were like a half an hour.
Dude,
you were a half an hour north of where I am, I think, weren't you?
I was at the Hilton Garden Inn in Milford.
In Milford?
Yes.
And you didn't even call me or text me? What is up with that? Are you kidding me? You were in Milford? What on earth? I should quit the show right now. What is it? Are you serious? Oh my God. And your wife let you get away with that?
Well,
what
hey,
is happening?
I saw on Facebook that one of Janina's friends said, "Oh, you were just 3 minutes from my house."
Oh my God. What is wrong with you people? You don't call everyone. Your friends? I've got space. You could have stayed here. You didn't have to pay for a hotel.
Thank you, Rubber Shoes. let me preface the rest of my statement starting out with, we are the worst.
Yes,
right?
please.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
That being said, we got down there Saturday night. We checked in. We get there. I've got a raging headache. I don't know. And I never get headaches. I don't pollen or what, but, and
the tulips, like, you probably drove by the tulips.
Probably. And Aiden goes, I want to get sushi.
Oh, good luck with that.
There's
no good sushi places around here. Did you find one?
Thank God I didn't eat it. He didn't get sick though.
Oh, good.
It's right next to the McDonald's. It's like
MoMA. Yep. Yeah. I actually know the person who runs that. I'm not really a sushi person, so I shouldn't say that's not good.
So Janina's like, will you go get it? I'm like, I feel like a nickel. I'm like, okay, I'm so excited to go. I have no idea where I am.
Yeah.
And when I'm in another state, I drive plate rules. Do you know what that means?
No.
I drive New Hampshire rules.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, good luck.
So I'm taking lefts on red, rights on orange. I have no idea what's happening. I'm just trying to get myself to the dead fish store. Right?
Yeah.
So I meander from our place. I get over there. Traffic's backed up. There's a fire truck in the parking lot of the sushi place.
Oh,
first red flag.
Yes.
And then the McDonald's was having a car show.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Filled with Saturday nights. Not Irish folks, right?
So salt of the earth. Salt of the earth is what we like to call it.
Yeah. So I am the piece of salt in the pepper shaker, just trying to get past the fire truck to pick up my sushi. Completely unscathed. The traffic fixed out everything. Excellent. I went over.
It always works out here in Connecticut.
Yeah. I joined the Bloods and the Crips. We had a lovely dinner.
Perfect.
And yeah, I got back to the hotel. There was no time.
This is the
You were in Milford. Yes, I was in Milford. I told you that.
The Hilton Garden Inn is literally 2 minutes from my house. I could walk there while you were going to get your sushi and say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" I could tell you a good place to go to get food, but no, you didn't call me.
I'm gonna crush you. Right. So what were you doing Saturday night?
I wasn't doing anything Saturday night. I was just at my
I was waiting
house.
for you to say I was out with the girls. So you weren't even home.
I was wondering why we didn't hear that much from you over the weekend. There was usually you're pretty good on the banter back and forth on the text messages, but this weekend it was like nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't basically said nothing.
Saturday, Bubba and I golfed in the morning, got home. We got everything ready. We headed down to Connecticut, sushi, bed.
No. Be specific. You headed down to Milford, Connecticut, 2 minutes away from my house. Okay, go ahead.
We parked in Adam's driveway, walked back to the hotel. Yes. Such a jackass. Dude, if there was enough time to do anything, we would have. There was.
I'm just messing with you. I don't care. I didn't want to see you anyways.
Do you hear that? That's me not caring.
Oh,
okay. Yep. There you go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the best man for my wedding. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Anyway.
Wow. This is so scarring. Oh my God. I did not expect this on this episode.
I'm glad I brought it up.
I said to Jess, I'm like, well, they're going to be in North Brantford. That's a bit of a drive. It's no big deal.
When I go visit Cheryl in Chelmsford, I park in front of Rubber Shoes house and I lube her over. Yeah. Just to be there, but not there. Yeah.
He looks out the window like, Timmy's here.
Well,
Timmy's here.
Oh my God.
Well, I live less than a mile from the Gooch, and I never see him.
There it
is.
The Gooch got thrown under the bus. It's a complete episode now. Yeah. I'm happy to give out his address, but I won't give out Rubber Shoes or yours.
You almost gave mine out last week.
To give out yours right now. I'm tempted to give out yours right now because I would love one of our viewers to track the mileage in between.
Please, I'll do it myself. I'll put it on the Instagram.
Oh, Janina told me, she goes like, we're super close. I'm like, we are not. What are we going to do? Get together for what? For what?
Could have watched the Bruins game.
It would have been.
We could have watched the Bruins.
It would have been so slight. It would have been rude. It was like prom night for me. Yeah. You barely would have felt it. Yeah, it would have been fine. Anyway, that being said,
Janina suggested that you should come over. You should reach out.
No, she said, you realize how close we're going to be. And I'm like, I probably do. I'm never going to live this down.
Give a shit.
It's not what I said.
Oh man.
It's not what I said.
So did Aiden win or not? What was the
it's
outcome of the trip?
The showcase. So it wasn't necessarily competition. Right. So he signs up for the showcase. He gets an email back. You're going to be on team 10, number 216. They tell you what fields your games are going to be on. Thank God all his were early.
Yeah.
And then you reach out to the universities that you want to care.
Okay.
So there were about 20 schools there. So he reached out to outside of Catholic University in Washington. His mother has circled all the other Catholic universities in New England that he's allowed to apply to. So it was St. Joseph's in Maine. There was one other, and then Catholic University from DC was there.
Okay.
So he writes to all those coaches and just lets them know, hey, coach, I'll be on this field, blah, blah, blah. Now, technically, tomorrow after school, they can start to talk to him because they can't talk to you until you're a junior.
So was it in Milford or was it in North Brantford?
North Brantford.
Oh, okay.
It was in your backyard. We still didn't knock. I didn't want to bother. I was going to jump in and use the men's room, but I didn't want to bother you. You look
not to put too fine a point on it, but you came a half an hour south to stay overnight, 2 minutes from my house to drive a half an hour north for the event. Okay. They don't have hotels in North Brantford. I'm
not the director of basketball operations. You'll have to talk to Rick Pitino about that. I'm not in charge of that.
All right. I'll let it go for now.
No, you won't. I feel like he's going to have a tattoo next week.
Yeah, with the route from my house to the Holiday Inn Garden Inn.
It'll be a short line.
Yeah, it will be. That's for sure.
Speaking of short lines, what was the far and away winner? I think it was Quantum Essentials or Where's My Sandwich or My Wallet's Gone. Who won?
Oh my God.
Essential Quality.
Essential Quality. Terrible name.
Held off Red Charlie.
Did you win?
I actually did. So Tyler's graduation party was on Saturday, and next thing I know, we're like getting ready.
I think you said Tyler's graduation party was on my bookie.
No. We're getting ready to put the iPad out so we can watch the race out on the patio. And I'm like, oh crap, I never put in any bets today. I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't going to force one in at the last minute. So, and I didn't win the family pools either.
Oh, that's right. You guys do a family pool. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I didn't even know what horse I picked when it started. I'm like,
who won the family pool?
It was Aunt Susan. So So what happens? The Kentucky Derby has
You see
20
the whiteboard
horses.
out in the driveway? This is amazing. This is amazing.
The Kentucky Derby has 20 horses in it every year. So we have 13 people that participate in it. The Preakness and the Belmont usually have less horses. So then we end up having to split to 2 pools.
Okay. All
So
right.
we had, it was Jackie, my brother's girlfriend, and Aunt Susan.
Aunt Susan. All right.
Won the 2 pools.
I need to email my family and find out if they even know what the Kentucky Derby is.
Hey, you can start a pool. I'll send you the spreadsheet.
That'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be great.
It's a lot that has to be put up with these pools.
Yeah.
There's a lot of not technically savvy people involved in that.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Like I said
sure.
before, like half of the people have Venmo, half the people can read a text. It's like we're like, oh, so and so's up, and it's like, okay, 3 days later, hey, did you see the text I sent you 3 days ago?
What's
that
a
it's your
text
pick?
message?
Hey, Rubber Shoes, do you take checks?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Little Shoes, this is your future.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
already
I'm
told him.
gonna start running
I
it.
told him it's
4th of
his turn
July.
to take it over. I took it over from my father. Now it's his turn to take it over from me.
I mean, to be
Wow.
fair, half of the people I have to call to get the damn picks in anyways.
He's
This is something that has been passed down from generation
love
to
this.
generation.
yeah, my dad
From one
ran
shoe to the
this
next.
stuff late.
One shoe to
So
the
my-
next.
So we also do an NCAA pool for the the Sweet 16.
Well, yeah.
And so my dad used to run them, and this is before they used to be able to print
Back when
out
you could do it on a
spreadsheet.
piece of
Right,
paper.
He used to have a big poster board, have all the brackets, write
old
everyone's
days.
name. Yeah, he was into it. So
And
it's a
computers were invented.
lot easier nowadays than when he had to run them. So I like to complain a little that it's like, okay, it's so easy for you to text me back a pic.
It's easy for you,
Right. Yeah.
not for someone that's in their 70s.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the rubber shoes
Obviously.
thing, before we move on real quick, the rubber shoes thing, somebody had asked apparently where the name came from. Did you see that? Whether it was on Facebook or Instagram?
I've had friends ask me about it.
Someone had asked, or just in general. So I guess we should bring it up. I thought we addressed it, but addressing it once doesn't address it.
Yeah, I think we
further,
did in
so.
the first show.
Somebody
There's
was wondering.
got to be a box of them lying around somewhere, right?
well,
I made him
so
buy a
that-
new pair.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bought a new
so
pair,
he-
yeah.
which I'm confused by. What made you, and for those that don't know, when we did our original show, 12 years ago? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
When we were doing our old podcast, it just I don't know, it just hit. Like I've always called you Rubber Shoes because we just started it on you with the rubber shoes.
Yeah, no, because it's I drove up to the studio in Portsmouth and I walked in with my Red Sox Crocs on.
Crocs on.
And you lost it. You're like, what the hell is going on here?
In public.
And I think we talked about it on every episode after that.
Yeah, and you've been Rubber Shoes ever since. Like I have
Right,
friends that
yeah.
don't don't
Don't know your actual
They'd
name?
be like, I've met him. First name Rubber, middle name Shoes. Don't know his last name.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's funny.
And
So you
now,
have a new pair?
So Little
Yeah.
Shoes made him buy Rubber Shoes.
Yeah,
so
at
he would
Marshalls.
live up to
At
his name.
Marshalls.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
What do you
got
got?
the
Let me
camo
see.
ones.
You got them?
They're
They
in
should
the other
They're
room
not to
right
your
there.
left. Oh,
Oh, he's not prepared. Boo.
just imagine camo.
I used them to run out and water the grass this morning. So they're out in the front room. I left out the front door.
Are those your shower shoes for the fire department?
No, they're basically my yard work shoes right
Oh,
now.
all right.
Speaking of fire department, do you want to address?
Oh.
That's weekend. You guys want to talk fire news? I'll talk fire news.
Fire news. Oh,
And you
that's
can
a
also
new
bring up
segment.
the cup
Oh
too.
my God, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Okay,
Fire
yeah.
news. Lowell fire news.
Okay.
So yeah,
Beep, beep, beep,
yeah.
beep, beep.
Yesterday we had a fire yesterday morning in the 90-degree heat, and I ended up in the hospital for about 4 hours or so.
Oh my.
And then I had to go in for extra tests today, so I didn't get to see the doctor after, but all the technicians that ran the test, they said everything looked good. So I just waiting for a final sign off for the doctor. But
What did you overheat, or is that what was?
that was the original reason why I went to see the ambulance, but then they ran an EKG on me and they saw something they didn't like. So
Oh,
it was
boy.
heart stuff they were checking out, but
Yikes.
good to go.
Good.
I will be cleared to play in the Heroes Cup hockey tournament this weekend.
Heard it.
Which
You guys
is,
are good on these
yeah. So
transitions.
this is
with shoes. The shoes.
I was trying to remember how many years because we didn't play last year because of COVID. So I want to say this is our 4th year that we've been doing it. So it started out pretty small and now it's huge. Like,
can you explain what it is? I don't know.
So it's Heroes Cups. It's basically first responders, EMTs, police, fire. They have teams. So we have a Lowell Fire Department team. The last time we played a team from Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's teams from Canada, teams, the FDNY has teams that come up. So those are like in the A level, the FDNY. It's like watching pros out there. They're all like ex-college players. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we're in like the C group.
Is it like a charity thing or is it just for fun?
Yeah. So every team raises money for charity, which I guess I should have known what our charity was. I could have gave them I know it's for a kid that got hurt playing hockey. It's a local charity.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Maybe you can put it in the show notes or something. So
I will
donate if they want.
Yeah, I should have got.
Yeah, no, just if you send it to me, I'll put it in the show notes.
But I'm not sure if it's open. So the first year we did it, there was a guy who ran it. It was pretty small. It wasn't run very good, but the NHL liked what they were doing with it. So the NHL took it over.
Oh, wow.
So Boston Bruins Foundation is the biggest part of this. They run the whole thing, the whole tournament now. So we raise money for our tournaments. Some of the money goes to the Boston Bruins Foundation, and some of the money goes to, if you win your brackets and stuff, you get extra money towards your charity that you raise money for.
And where do you play? We play at Songus?
It's in Marlborough, Mass. It's like I think there's 8 rinks in this complex.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
It's a great weekend. So I don't know how much they're going to be doing this year, where we're just getting back from COVID, but usually they have like an open ceremony. Billy Jaffe's there. They'll have, one year they had legends teams from about 8 different NHL teams playing a little tournament in our tournament. So there was like NHL players walking around. That's cool. It's a good time. They put it on really good. I believe the Sports Hub set up on Saturday's like the long day that all the teams are still in it. So you play a game on Friday, a couple games on Saturday, and then the championship rounds are on Sunday. So like half the teams get knocked out after Saturday.
Rubber shoes.
So Saturday's
Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday's the big day. We have 2 games that people are tailgating all day. They have a big thing with the Sports Hub was broadcasting live from there. So it's a good turnout. That's why I was hoping maybe we were going to be able to broadcast live from there this year, but I know you guys had stuff going on, so maybe next year we'll be able to do a broadcast from down there.
I will absolutely be there if you can get our friends at Crocs to make you some rubber. I want rubber blades on you.
Rubber blades.
Rubber blades. And for clarity's sake, go ahead.
I was going to say Tim's only going to go if he can stay 2 miles away from the ice rink.
And not show up, right?
And and not show up.
And
he's gonna have a friend in Marlboro. He's gonna blow off.
One more thing about the fire situation is, I hadn't heard from him all day. After I just knew he was in the hospital all day. I went to work, hadn't heard anything from him. The first thing I hear from my dad is a text that said, "How about them Hawks?"
That Trae Young and the Atlanta
hospital
Hawks.
Bed.
Yeah. True to brand right there.
First thing I hear from him all day.
Oh, the TV was horrible in the hospital. I ended up watching the Sci-Fi Network.
I can't believe we didn't get a Rubber Shoes wrap up from the hospital bed.
Yeah. I don't know how that would have went over.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have gone over really well.
Yeah, maybe not.
For clarity's sake, too, Rubber Shoes is talking about AJ Quetta. He's a Bishop Fian senior that got injured on January 26th in a game against Pope Francis. That's who you're speaking about, right? Yes.
It's a local kid this kid had got hurt years ago.
Oh, all right. Well, AJ Quetta, also a good story. Their family needs money too. Yes.
Yep.
Wrong again. See, this is why I don't show up, Adam. I might show up with the wrong information. I didn't want him at Celtics.
Local kid meaning like Lowell, not
Right.
Not just Boston. Lowell.
Is this North Milford? Where's Adam? Where is he?
Before we wrap, it's been a little bit of a story that the other day, our good friend Cameron Newton, not to be confused with the cookie because the cookies are good, he hurt his hand during practice. Well, unfolding in the page 6s of Boston journalism, apparently Monday night at a restaurant called Maestro, he and his wife were there, and apparently there was some sort of a tussle, and a bag was snatched. I believe Cameron's number one. I don't think it's the wife. I don't think it's a baby mama. I think it might just be a girlfriend. Not sure. The woman with Mr. Newton had her bag snatched. He pursued the snatcher, and there were fisticuffs. And the belief system is that he injured his hand there. Now, this plays back into the theories because you heard a lot of people the day he injured his hand during practice. People were like, I was there. I don't know when he injured it.
Yeah.
I'm looking back at film. We can't see where he injured it. So the belief system is that he injured it, didn't want to tell dad or anybody in the training department that he was a moron on a Monday night. And I trust he's out. You're defending your family. But you also have to remember that you're on the good graces and a short leash right now. So to be throwing punches in public in Boston is not a great idea anyway. And you can probably afford to cancel the cards and buy a new bag. And if there's some steak tips in a doggy bag, you can get some more of those too. Like, I don't know what his mindset was at the time, but you're functioning on emotion. So people are thinking he really hurt it then. And in the guise of practice, he said he dinged it on a helmet because he was super animated when it happened, but nobody can see where it happened at practice.
I did not hear that one.
Yeah. So if you look up the whole Maestro story, there's a little more context, which now they're saying he won't be around until July. So Mac and Cheese Jones can just start building minutes, and it's starting to turn into a fight between now him and, of course, Stidham. Now Jarrett's got a chance to get probably 2 whole snaps because Hoyer's like granddad, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I saw a report about camp that Stidham was throwing the ball a lot better than Jones was. So I don't know. I feel like there's a controversy already.
But I think here's what I think will happen. I hate this because I wanted to see Cam get his 15 minutes. I really wanted to see him be a piece of the bridge to Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones probably is going to easily win the job now. Not easily. He's going to win the job now. Any stock that Jarrett Stidham builds right now is trade bait. I think.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think he's going to easily win the job? Because Belichick's going to be like, I don't want any of that nonsense going on, or because he's actually hurt?
If they find out that this hand thing actually happened at a restaurant over steak tips in a stolen bag. Yeah, I think this is like what they said to Randy when Randy came here from the Raiders. Like, welcome, we're excited to have you. And the moment you sneeze the wrong way, you're gone.
Yeah. And
what was it? It was that following season he got up and started bitching about his money and how his kid needs headphones and sneakers. And they're like, but your teammate, right? Wes Welker just came back from a torn ACL and had the game of his life. And Randy was up there complaining about not making $8 trillion, only 7.
Yeah.
So I think this could be, if there was any level of dishonesty between him and coach feels like he can't trust him.
Yeah.
When he's been his biggest supporter.
That's true. He has
been to the press. Yeah. I think that's a burnt match situation you can't turn back from. I think.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think he could get excommunicated, or if they feel like, rather than cut him and owe him because nobody's really going to take him, like, oh my God, can we have an injured Cam Newton? That sounds great. Yeah. It's like reaching in for the last Pringle and it's just shattered to pieces. Like, nobody needs that. So I think they keep him, and he could be the emergency backup behind Hoyer.
Yeah.
Until they get things figured out. Cause I think Jarrett Stidham's going to build his stock and probably get traded.
Oh, okay.
Personally.
Interesting. That's an interesting theory. I think if you got to know more about the story, right? I mean, if it's legit, the guy, grabbed the bag and took off, and the only thing that was in it was like her wallet and some steak tips, fine. That's a little bit of an overreaction, but if there's something in there that's of value, right?
There's talent.
All right. You got to give the guy a second chance, I think. I mean, I think he's been a pretty upstanding citizen since he's been here. It's not
absolutely. Yep.
You know, so I think you give him another chance. I personally think I would prefer to see him not be the starter myself. I've always felt that way. I just don't like him. I think he doesn't play the way the Patriots play. You know, I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's a good player. But he's just not my cup of tea. I would rather see Stidham play a few snaps or just go with Mac Jones and see where it ends. But I don't think with all the money they've spent on free agency and all the signings they've had in the offseason, I don't think they go that route. I think they actually try to get back to Cam.
Well, and I Lord knows he's older, more mature. He's a dad. He's making different decisions. I can't forget that the reason he went to Auburn for 1 year and won a national title and had a statue erected in his name, which is crazy to me. The reason he got there is because he was kicked out of Florida for stealing a girl's mac. Right. So,
yeah,
like there's some tiger stripes of moron that maybe just never run, and maybe he's just that, and again, acting in the moment. I'm Cameron Newton. You can't treat her like that. Or steal bad. Your reaction would be to chase the guy. Of course it is.
Yeah.
And when you're his size, and if the guy's just a moron, I don't know what he thought he was going to get in that bag that couldn't be canceled unless they knew that she was flush with cash, which she probably wasn't because.
But even if she was, how much cash could she possibly have had?
It's intriguing to see what the real story is.
Yeah. I think we got to know more about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's something shady going on. I would not be surprised if he gets let go personally.
Yep. Not great.
I think that they'll try their hardest to just keep Cam as a starter week 1. Cause it's not like he's on last year's contract where he's making like chump change to an NFL team. Like he's actually gotten a solid contract, and
that's true.
Belichick does believe in him, and I think they're probably on paper. If you didn't watch last season, it's more of like we put free agency in and we got Cam Newton, like we're really doing things. But if they don't think Mac Jones is ready and they have Jared Stidham out week 1, it's not going to be, I think they at least give Cam a chance unless this is really big. It's not like he beat up someone randomly in a club. He was at least had a reason. It wasn't a club, but you know what I'm saying? It's not as big as a deal as some, and for God's sakes, I mean, people have done really bad things and still play in the NFL because for some reason they just.
I mean, Robert Kraft got a rub and tug, and he's still the head of the.
Exactly. So
we're just
looking the other way on that.
We're gonna overlook the tight end homicide and go right to right.
True.
Right
Good point.
Massage parlor.
This is
Excellent. I'll tell you, I was driving around Milford, couldn't find a single one.
I bet you couldn't.
So
that's what you were doing.
What am I going to do while I'm waiting on my
said
sushi?
That first. If you had said that first, I would have let it go.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I think we've hit all the high notes. We talked about the fake boxing match. We talked about Rubber Shoes hospital stay. Glad you're okay, buddy.
Yeah, seriously.
Heroes
Can we make
Cup
sure
hockey.
I'm sorry. Can we make sure the
link for that?
Yeah. Can we make sure the Crocs come into the episode next week? I need to see it.
Okay. I'll make sure they're in the right room next week.
Appreciate it.
Do we want to touch on the Patriots losing out and actually not really being interested in the Julio Jones sweepstake?
Were they not interested though? That's why I wasn't even going to go there. Like I think they were interested. And I think if you look at, what was it? A 2 and a 4?
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't give that up for freaking Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also
like
old,
they might
right?
not have
Isn't he
been.
in his 30s?
32.
Yeah, I think he's 32.
That's old.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's old for Belichick. Belichick doesn't keep people past 32. I mean, except unless you're Brady.
Yeah, something about it didn't feel right to them, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset about it. I don't want to spend this year watching him. I also think that you have to, in your heart of hearts, think that Tannehill has just suddenly become this great quarterback and he's going to continue to be this great quarterback. And I think you're a mediocre Tannehill and an injured Derrick Henry away from them being nothing.
They have the worst defense in the league. So
yeah, like that. Like as soon as their offense stops
Falcons.
putting up points, and I love Derrick Henry. Great number, by the way. I love Derrick Henry. I don't think that they're the end all be all. I think
he gets shut down in big games.
Yeah, because if you stack the box, so Julio Jones, yeah, God bless him. I don't know if I'm that upset about not getting him. It would have been great if we did, but then you get to the point where none of this matters if we've got our starting quarterback fighting over steak tips in Boylston, like on Boylston Street. Like, what has happened? I don't know what Maestro is. It's probably in the North End. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah. God help us all.
Bruins start in a half hour.
Yeah, we got to get going.
Geez. Good thing we got our predictions in early.
Yeah. We've got shows to upload. I'm going to start making bad predictions for next week. We appreciate you joining us. If you're enjoying the show, please share with your friends. If you're on YouTube, and that is at atbshow.com, all the shows are there. This is triumphantly episode 9. We're almost there, boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait until we get to 22.
30, when we get to 30, we can start bragging. When you get to 30, you start going to your friends' towns and you don't even visit.
What?
You're better than
that's
them.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Never heard of such a thing.
Milford, not even stop. Keep on the way by. Oh my God. And of course, every morning, usually as soon as he gets out of bed, slips into his breakfast Crocs and huddles over around the microphone. Yes. You always have
after the gym. It's always after the gym.
Wrap up and rant every day. And when you see that on Instagram, if you go to our link, you'll see the link tree there, and you can find the podcast, YouTube, and all of our social media. So again, please share with your friends. And if you're on the YouTube channel watching, please comment. We appreciate it. And of course, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for Adam, Billy, and of course, Tyler, Little Shoes. Hold up that Coke can one more time for me. Just to emasculate me one more time before we shut it. Look.
Jesus. What are you going to do next? Crush it on your forehead?
Real. This is the 30 ounce. This is the 30 ounce Yeti. And I feel like if he held this up, it would be like,
yeah.
Tony Robbins' hands. It's like a bunch of bananas,
Yep.
Hold your hand up. Just go like that.
Yeah. That's
my God. I think my little paw would fit inside him. Like, yeah. See?
It's hard though. It's hard to see though, because yours doesn't look that small, Tim, on the screen. I'm sure it is.
Like the dating app, same thing. Hold on.
That's what she said.
Let me zoom in. Oh my God. Thanks for joining us, guys. For Adam, it's Timmy and Billy and Tyler. We'll see you next week. And please share with your friends, subscribe on YouTube, and we'll talk to you soon. Go Bruins.